gonna happen? Right, a live stream. I don't like my lighting. Oh my gosh, it's too much lighting. All righty, hello and welcome. Welcome to the show, you guys. It's the And Just Like That. We're back. And
The
just like
official, and just like that after show.
now, wait a minute. I saw something the other day though, Emily. It was like at the end, I think it was at the end of the episode, or like watch our official after show or show. Oh, I see your picture. Oh my god, it's so cute. Show or so I thought I saw something at the end. It was like watch. Wait a minute. We're here on JLJ Media, but they have what they call the writers like that. That's happening again. They have what they call the writers room.
Yeah, it's a companion podcast.
Right, but I don't think it's an after show. It's like what's
No,
comes
it's
on
just
after
like
the show.
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, it's behind the scenes stuff. We are the official after show. So listen to Emily. That's what we're
Listen to me. I know everything, you guys. I know this. I should be in the writer's room because how many things have I guessed right?
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. She has, folks. But hi, welcome. So, you guys, I see people are watching. Come on into the chat room. Say hello. We're here. Emily May and I are here. Talk about season 3, episode 7. And there were some interesting stuff that I have comments on this episode that have to do with each of the actors' pasts. Say that. Before we get started, so we've been here last couple of Mondays. That's how it worked out. We were on Friday. So again, just follow us. Follow me. We always say follow her, Emily May Heller. Follow me at James Lott Jr. Follow JLJ Media. Follow YouTube, everything, and you'll know when we're on. So, but the numbers have been amazingly wonderful. It has been the #1 show audio-wise on this network, and it's been doing very well video. So we will take it because we are the ones who talk about it comprehensively, don't we, Emily May?
Yes, we break it down. We find those little Easter eggs that you might not have found, those little throwbacks.
Yes. And there were several this episode. Several. So we'll get started. And this whole thing with I almost forgot they had said this I think 2 episodes ago, maybe, about reading each other's chapter 1. Hi, Dancy. Going to you both. She's always here with us in the chat. And so it opens with her loving Duncan's.
Mm-hmm.
And later he loves her chapter 1. And we'll get into what her chapter 1 starts out with, the sentence. But she likes his. She loves it. It switches to Lily screaming because Diego drops her.
Oh.
Now, here's something, Emily May. So I was a Carrie Diaries fan. So I read the book.
Yeah.
And I also watched the series. It was on for 1 season. I know one of the actresses who was on it is a friend of mine. And we're still friends to this day. She was on the series. She played Samantha, the young Samantha. And so Carrie talks about her first breakup in high school. For all you Carrie Diary fans, I was hoping she was going to mention Sebastian because he's in the series, he's in the book, but she didn't. She mentioned some guy named Kevin Moss. I think Kevin Moss. So Emily May, for me, it further shows that even though the same person who wrote Sex and the City wrote the Carrie Diaries, somehow they're not using that at all as anything for the show.
It's like either they're forgetting about it or they're just not paying attention. And I don't know what to think. And then I want to start off on a positive note, but this bothered me because I saw a clip of it where Sarah Jessica Parker said that she doesn't watch the show as an executive producer. And it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. It was I forget which podcast. It was like one of it wasn't the companion podcast, but she was on a podcast talking about it. And I found that really off-putting because as an executive producer, you should.
Yeah.
And then she didn't remember basic things that happened, which I get if you're on a show for a long time.
Well, that part, yeah.
So you do so much, right? You don't remember, but it seemed kind of I would take pride in playing a character for so long and making sure that things are accurate. But that's me.
Well, I would think also then you would want to look back and figure out what's going on because you don't remember everything.
Yeah, exactly. Like how many do you remember every theater show you did
Right. Yeah.
and
Right.
each night, like, you know,
Yeah.
because each night is a live episode, right? Do you remember everything that happened on stage? No.
No.
But you remember the big moments. And so I don't know. I just it kind of I'll send you the clip later, but I'm
Yeah.
sure I don't know if anyone in the chat saw that clip, but it kind of went a little viral because it was like, oh, Sex and the City fans were like, oh, that's not good.
Yeah. Like, oh, well, and clearly she obviously doesn't even count the Carrie dies. It's about her character also. And I guess maybe if the show was a hit and had lasted seasons also, maybe it could have, maybe they would use it as canon. But I don't, I mean, I just already know that in that series, she was raised by a single dad.
Yeah.
Where she has said she was raised by her mom. In this series, we saw a picture of her dad in one of the episodes back in the day.
Yeah. I'm just wondering which canon. It's
Right.
like they're picking and choosing which canon they're pulling from.
So
Anyway.
I know it felt the same way. So you mentioned Sebastian, folks. It's my name, Kevin Moss, which is fine. It could be somebody. So that was very interesting. So they were planning Charlotte's birthday party. It's her birthday, not a milestone birthday. She's not 60 yet. My birthday. I understand that part. I think actually starts around my age. I want to say she's 56, 57 around my age. Because if I remember correctly, Samantha's the oldest.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's Miranda, then Carrie, then Charlotte. I think. Because over the years, when they would say how they met.
Yeah.
She met Samantha first.
Mm-hmm.
And well, that's the one that they kept in line.
Mm-hmm.
So she met Miranda at some point too, because Miranda and Samantha, they knew each other, all partied together.
Yeah.
Then Charlotte entered at some point. So I was like, I think I remember that over the years we kind of pieced that together. Like that's kind of how it happened. So birthday, we're gonna get that together. She says Charlotte says a throwaway line with all that's going on.
Yeah.
And doesn't tell Carrie. And then Carrie later talking to Miranda. Miranda gets it right away, almost. She goes through everything and goes, and is Harry sick? Something wrong with Harry? And that's when she panics and says, poor Richard Burton is dying of a tumor.
Like Carrie totally was frantic and freaking out. But I'm like, but honestly, it kind of I get where Charlotte's coming from. She's trying to honor Harry's wishes and not tell her friends. But I also find it really hard. Like Carrie trying to keep the secret.
Yes.
And because the thing is, when I always know something's weird with my friends.
Yes.
I know something's off, even if it's been months since I've seen them,
Too.
or if I'm on the phone with them. I know I still am on the phone with my friends. For
Too.
hours,
Me too.
I could tell when there's something off. It's the tone in their voice, it's the way they stare. There's like, because I have friends that I've been friends with for decades,
Too.
and you know this, and these women have been friends a long time, so you know something's up.
No.
So I'm not surprised that Miranda was like, so no, this is something. I know Charlotte, something's going on. So
Meanwhile, you get a woman who's been in the news recently, Miss Pay Lamone. She comes on as Giuseppe's mother. I was like, oh, I was waiting for. I didn't know she was on the show. I was waiting for some big name to come on. I had a feeling it'd be a big name, but I didn't know it was going to be Pay Lamone.
I knew it was her because I think they posted a behind the scenes photo.
I did. Okay, I didn't see that, so I was like, okay. So it was a nice surprise. I was like, oh, Pay Lamone's on here, and that storyline's gonna be interesting. I was like, so now they're giving Anthony those. Because remember, I kept saying, I'm gonna give Anthony anything. They're going to apparently.
Yeah.
But the beginning part is she like the guys in the outfit. That's so funny. But she's a shrink. But the way it made her sound at first when she met the girls, like, oh, she's from Italy, but she's actually from
Buffalo.
Buffalo. That's right, Buffalo. Maybe laugh. She has got over there and stayed there. So, like, very interesting. Did not like Anthony at first. Thought one of the other hot guys was it. And yeah, her name is Gia, and she's not bad first impression to Anthony.
I mean, because I've been kind of waiting, like, why have we not? Again,
Right.
we talked about this, like, why does Anthony have no story right now? So I guess
That's
they're starting with like a basic story, but the fact I guess they were waiting for Patti LuPone's cameo,
yeah.
um,
So
her
that's
her character. But yeah, she came in
yes,
very icy.
she did. That's her baby. Um, and then Seema goes to get herself an eyelash situation,
Eyelash.
and that was hilarious. The guy girl, he was hilarious. She was hilarious. Those nails were very long. But here's the thing: people would have those kind of nails. You just know how to navigate them. I mean, they do. I mean, it's kind of this exaggeration. Most of the time, I have friends who have nails who do hair, so they totally know how to use it. I mean,
Well, I have friends that have huge, like long nails,
right,
super long that like are not normal length, right? Like mine are
right.
pretty like medium length right
Oh yeah,
now.
okay, yeah.
But those were very, very long. So I know how to navigate with these like typing and doing all that. But
Yeah,
like I know people that also like do hair and have really long nails or do
yes, they
makeup
do.
and you like just or they're typing on the computer and you just figure
Oh,
out how to do it. You just
I
know
know.
how to do it. It's like secondhand nature.
Yeah, it is. You learn they can be extensions of you, so you can figure out how to use it. So, but for this scenario, we have to give Seema a slightly silly thing, but even her storyline gets a little fun too. So that's what we get there in a second. Um, Gia and Carrie have lunch, and they actually talk about stepmothering and just being a mother and how hard that how you'll never really may not ever win them over completely. It's almost like a thankless job. I thought it's very interesting because that metaphor is also being used for her and Anthony, as we see later.
Mm-hmm.
It's like son-in-law, mother-in-law, stepmother, like that whole
Yeah.
thing. But her and Carrie got along. That was interesting.
And there was well we'll talk about it, but there was tension between a lot of the friends. There was a little tension between Carrie and Anthony in that conversation of like with Gia, the
Well,
maybe
Carrie
mother-in-law.
says Anthony is a wonderful. She says something like he's a wonderful. I've got the word to use.
Yeah,
Kind of try to defend him a little bit.
exactly. But on that conversation, and then we see obviously what happened in the last few minutes of that
Yeah,
episode with
right.
Miranda. But I feel like it was a lot of test of friendship this episode.
Because they're older, they're not running to each other right away. They have significant others with various things, don't they?
Mhm.
That's what that is. Well, speaking of that, the funniest thing on earth, it was hilarious. Charlotte runs into Harry at a store, and when he went to run off, she's like,
Oh,
"Hello."
not just any store.
Well, Van Cleef,
Bergdorf's.
Bergdorf's. And he starts to run off, but he couldn't really run. It was hilarious. So when they brought another woman there, I was like, wait a minute. We ain't doing this too again. But no, it's a personal Bonnie, the personal shopper. That was a great reveal.
So I have a question for you. Do you think it's as bad as cheating? Because he
Well,
was
that's so
lying.
well, see, that's so we find out. This is a good so the ad that's answering your question, we find out he tells her about his cancer. And Sean's mad at first, but then she's like, I'm glad you bring that blouse. I know was good. I a lot of folks, here's something for you guys at home. I know a lot of dudes with money who have secretaries or people, personal shoppers. I know a lot of women who have personal shoppers. That is a thing.
It
That
is a
is a
thing. It
total
pays a lot of
profession.
money.
It's a lot of money. And I know this is from San Francisco days and New York days. There's some here in LA too. My aunt has a personal shopper at Nordstrom. She had a personal shopper for years. And they get to know you. It's a real thing. They get to know you. I mean, it's an intimate thing to shop for somebody. It really is. So I understand if someone gets mad on some level and goes, "Well, you didn't pick it out, someone else did." But I think on some level, but no, you're probably telling them about your wife and what her likes are. So now someone is giving you what you like, and so I think it's different. I'm going to say it's different than. I mean, it's a thin line, but I'm going to say it's different than it's almost like a shrink or something. I almost feel like they're doing a service for you. You're paying them,
Yeah.
but it is a close, intimate relation. I guess because I'm a professional organizer, so I know how that is. Where
Yeah.
the husbands will hire me to clean their houses for their wives. Like I take care of their wives. I guess, but
Yeah.
I can see if you were saying, "Oh, that's still too close to me." I would understand that.
Well, I don't, I just posed the question. I don't have an issue with it. Because I
Like I
don't
like presents.
because
You're like I like presents. Yeah.
no, I mean I love presents. Honestly, give me a good gift. Like it
Right.
shows Harry has the forethought to be like, I'm not the best, like, and the insight into himself and saying, I care enough about Charlotte to be like, hey, I want to give some good gifts. I'm not great at it. I'm gonna ask for help. A lot of men don't ask for help. And then there's like really bad gifts.
I
So
agree.
I honestly it's props from Harry. I mean, I feel bad Harry had to hide it this whole time, but and I think it's just sweet. I think it just shows how much Harry puts into the relationship. Um, so I think it's fine, but I did freak out there for like 20 seconds.
Oh, me too.
I was like, "Oh no, don't do that." But then it was all good. But there is just like with a hairstylist that you go with for years and years and years. You're always talking, you're always deep, like cleansing, you're always getting things off your chest. I feel like a personal shopper is like that too. It is somewhat intimate because you're saying, hey, they love this, they love this, here's their likes, so you have to know a lot about your partner to have a good personal shopper. Because a personal shopper is only as good as how much you know your partner.
I agree. I took. I agree with you
So
saying it. But
but
I
there is like an
understand.
emotional attachment where you're like, oh, you're gonna talk to them about what's going on, and they're gonna know what's going on with you too, where you're like a little off.
Right.
So
But
like
she thought
my
about it. But
yeah,
she thought about it. It was like, okay. But she was a little annoyed. But it was kind of like, probably like you, like, well, he is getting me the stuff I want. And he had to tell somebody, because she had to tell somebody, which later she admits she told Carrie. So it's kind of like, we'll get to that scene. But it's like, but it's funny. It's a good question you ask. And at home, you can tell us what you think in the chat later, too, or in the comments later. I think it's a fine line. If someone gets upset a little bit, I wouldn't be mad they're upset a little bit. But I see it as a function, it's a service. And it's Harry's story to tell. I mean, it was like he didn't tell Charlotte at all. Charlotte knew first. Then he told one other person.
hmm
She's not involved. She's not a
yeah,
friend, really. He
yeah.
said that. He said that much. So I give a pass on that one. Um, Seema comes over to Carrie's with her eye patch, and her and Adam do some heavy flirting. Heavy flirting.
I mean, heavy. I was like, does Carrie need to leave the room?
I was here for it. I was here for
Oh,
it.
I told you. I was like, I'm down. I'm waiting for the shoe to drop,
I know.
which it did.
It did later, but I will say I was here for it. There's chemistry. He knows what to say to her, and they invite him to the party, of course. So they'd be there. Miranda and Brady, we got to see Brady a couple times. Bring a karaoke machine, which oh my god, we'll get to that in a second. It's hilarious. Um, I like that, and Miranda invites Joy. That was a quick scene, so that's right. So they're doing fine. But she mentions the dog.
Yeah.
But I thought Miranda. No, I thought here's where continuity comes in. For that scene later, where she gives the gift, I thought Miranda said, "Don't say anything." I would have swore she said that to her. Don't say anything. It's about the dog being sick. Don't say
Yeah.
anything because when Miranda was taking pictures of those pictures of her with the dog all the time, she didn't tell Miranda. She didn't tell Charlotte why. And so I thought, but she said you should have told me. I thought she did.
She did.
I
On
thought
the
she
couch
did.
when they first invited, when she
Yeah,
first said, when Charlotte, I mean, not Charlotte, when Miranda told Joy, like, hey, oh, it's the dog, blah, 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 we're gonna like the birthday party, inviting her to the birthday party, she said, oh, no, no, don't say anything. I remember that.
yeah. I thought she said. I was like, I thought she
Yeah.
said that. So I was like, I was confused later. But anyway, but Miranda,
Unless I'm remembering wrong, but I'm pretty sure she said,
Chad, you tell us, or later on here, you tell us, because I swear I heard her say that. But then Miranda looks at the manuscript As Duncan brings it back, says he loves it when a party's starting. When she looked out, I was like, she had a look on her face and put it down. I was wondering when that was coming, how that was going to play later. I was like, I didn't forget. I was like, I put that in my mental checklist. So like, she looked at it, had a look on her face. They went to another scene. So I was like, okay. I loved that Rock is hilarious these days. Was telling Lily, get your ass out the bed, do for mom, because she does for you. And she was just naming all those different silly big parties for her. Oh, that was hilarious. But she was like, Rock came together and says she knows something's wrong with mom.
Yeah, that's what siblings do. Siblings are like, come on. There's so many times where my sister is like, you gotta do stuff, and you just do it.
Yeah, that's very true. But I love, but kids also notice stuff, people. Kids notice stuff. They don't say it.
Kids
They
are
know.
so smart.
Yeah.
They might not, like you said, they might not say anything, even really, really young kids. So obviously they're pretty much grown kids, but they notice things. And even young babies and toddlers, they notice things too. They're super observant. So anything that you have, if you have things going on, your kids are gonna pick it up because
Yes.
they don't have any inhibitions yet.
No, it's hilarious.
So they're gonna catch up on things.
So Lisa Todd and her would come with their son Henry. Oh my God. The funniest parts. No one would use the karaoke machine. He was singing all these. Oh my God. I was laughing so hard. I love that he was singing all the songs.
I
And
was laughing because I'm that kid.
oh, me too. So I'm like, I'm the same way. I'm the me too.
I was like, oh God, I'm that annoying kid that like is that musical
Yes.
theater kid that's gonna take over the karaoke machine.
Me too. And meanwhile, Bitsy hitting on Giuseppe. That plays in something later too. Here's another Easter egg, kids. Miranda goes on a karaoke machine and plays the instrumental to Girls Just Want to Have Fun. For those of us older folks who went to the theater and saw the film of the same name, starring who? Sarah Jessica Parker. Loved it. I love that she was trying to get the girls. And I was like, that's a great Easter egg, folks. I love it.
It
Now,
is
if they've done Square Pegs theme, maybe I would have done something. But Girls Want to Have Fun also reminds me of that time period. I loved it.
so I wanted to talk to you about the karaoke machine, that
Yes.
moment. Because do you remember? I know we both watched the show, and I can't remember for the life of me. Did we ever see them do karaoke?
Once, I think.
Once?
I want to say it was the movies. Was it in the movies? No, the series.
I don't know.
Yeah, tell us. Or people
I
watch
think
it
it
later.
might have been the movies, but I
I
do
feel
not
like they
remember for
did
the
it.
life of me in the show that they did that.
Yeah, no, in the show, no. But I feel like in the movies, didn't they do No, I Will Survive? Didn't they do were they on stage at some point? Maybe it's not karaoke, maybe they were on stage. It was like I feel like it was either the Abu Dhabi one or the one before. I can't remember which one it was. I feel like they did some kind of number.
Yeah, maybe because what I was trying to see is like they acted as if they went out to karaoke. Miranda acted like, oh, come on, like the old times, like they would go out to karaoke every weekend.
Well, I'm assuming maybe it was before we met them. Maybe it
Maybe,
was
but why
on
would
the
they not
20s.
do it for the time that
I'm
they
saying
knew?
I'm thinking that's I'm assuming when they say something like that, I go, if it's not from something I remember, maybe they're talking about way back in their 20s. We didn't know them yet. Maybe.
Okay,
But
maybe.
I'm assuming when you said singing together, I feel like they did it in one of the movies. I can't remember on this. I can't remember on the series. I can't remember. But yeah, so "Girls Want to Have Fun" by Cyndi Lauper was the title was it was the song first. You guys, obviously, big huge hit. They did a movie based on the song, starring Sarah Jessica Parker. Are you looking it up to see if there was? Are you looking it up?
I'm looking it up. I'm sorry. I can't get it off of my head.
But why are you doing that? So it's kind of fun. It's a great Easter egg, a lot of fun. They wouldn't do that. Um, Seema has an eye patch on, and I saw it with Louis Vuitton. I was like, oh my god! But she made out of a.
Okay, so there
Okay,
was a karaoke scene in Sex and the City 2
I knew. I said Abu Dhabi. Yep.
in Abu Dhabi. when Sarah also lifted the lid on her least. So Sarah Jessica Parker said in this article that it was her least favorite scene to film, performing a karaoke version of "I Am Woman."
I said I would survive. I am woman. I knew it was one of those songs. Yes.
And she said, "I find doing karaoke incredibly depressing. Singing involuntarily in front of a crowd of mostly drunk people is just a really bad, bad thing. I'd rather, I'd much rather be changing nappies."
And that's why I brought it back for this because she was on a phone. She was like karaoke machine.
Yeah.
She was not for it at the beginning, remember?
Okay, so there was one moment, I guess.
I said in the movie, I said
I
I think
know.
it's
So if
one.
there are more moments, you guys, that you remember, let me know because
Yeah.
I love karaoke. So I was not appalled by,
What were you
I
doing?
was not appalled by the fact that people were doing this. I was
All right.
appalled by the fact that more people weren't doing it.
And the ironic part, everybody, is another Easter egg. Patty LuPone does not sing in the episode.
Huh. Why would you not get Patty LuPone,
I
like that character, drunk and sing? Of all the people, you have Patty LuPone.
I think it was on purpose. I think they were like, it's just because they had that one chick singing, she was good. She got out there and started singing. I don't know. I think they're trying to be ironic and have her on the show. She's a Tony winning, I mean, multi Tony winning actress, but she could have had her sing "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina" or something. But but they didn't do it. I thought they're trying to be ironic. I think.
I mean, that's not ironic. That's just not using your assets correctly.
No, shoot. I was thinking about Will and Grace when they had Gregory Hines on for a season. He does end up
Oh,
doing he ends up tap dancing in one of the
yeah,
episodes.
yeah.
Like they had to. Like I said, you almost kind of have to, right? And usually a lot of these shows will showcase someone's voice. If they have a good voice, usually they will on the show
Yeah.
in some way. Yeah, because Sex and the City's never done a musical episode. They've never done that. Which
That's next.
I know because Buffy did it. Even Buffy did a musical episode.
Buffy did it.
And
Grey's
yes,
Anatomy did
Grey's
it.
Anatomy did it. Yeah, so there's it does. Some shows do it, but they haven't done this one yet.
Yeah.
But I thought it was ironic that she didn't do it. But Seema and Adam become friendly. He broke up with his girlfriend because of her.
More than friendly, darling. More than friendly.
And she's like, cabs. Well, they were going home in a cab making out. So obviously that was
First
good.
of all, can I comment real quick about Seema?
Yes.
Because the one thing that like irks me is she's this very smart woman,
Yes.
smart businesswoman, and the moment she loses money and her and first of all, I think she would still have money. Like
Right.
she would just obviously need
Right.
to be smart about it.
Right.
But all of a sudden she just becomes totally incapable and totally doesn't understand Uber or any of these things where it's like you're a smart woman. She like loses all common sense.
I know.
So it's just in my opinion, I think it's just bad
I
writing
agree with
from
you.
like
I agree
a
with you.
woman's perspective and a
No.
character. I was like, you're a smart woman. You built a business with obviously this partner that did you wrong, but you're very smart. You're savvy. You're like a like badass businesswoman, and then all of a sudden you don't have a job or you're building a business and then you fall apart and like have no don't understand how the world works. Complains she wasn't complaining that much about like the cab and this and that when she had money.
And I'm thinking, you're in New York. Even if you're rich, you know the subway system, you know the
Yes, exactly. Like when she wore the last episode where she wore the
right,
shoes and then walked, and I just was like, it makes her not smart, which I don't like
right.
because she is smart.
Yeah, I agree with that. I totally agree with that. It's just they're making her. They won't make her silly. They keep doing that because see, here's the thing. She's not quite Samantha. They have to walk that line,
Yeah,
right?
but Samantha would go and do stuff. She
I
was
know, but I'm saying that's what I'm saying. They have to make her different, right? Because
yeah.
she's kind of the Samantha character, but not really. Diana in chat says, "Thank you, Emily. How does Seema not have stocks or some investments at her age?" I agree with that
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. I'm like, yeah, you're out of your, but so you didn't get any money out of that business at all? I mean, like,
Exactly. Like they just cut you out and you didn't get a severance. You didn't get anything.
right?
Like, come on.
It's weird. It's weird. So then Charlotte opens gifts, blah blah blah, opens gifts, and Gia and Anthony try to talk. I like the scene; it was a good scene. And so he goes, "So you're selling sex?" It's actually a legitimate question. It's kind of a legitimate thing. You know, I'm selling bread. And it's like, well, no, but you're selling sex for bread. And he was getting, and he couldn't really say much. He was getting a little offended. And so you seem really nervous. And I'm like, but it's kind of like we keep saying this. So like, you made him so silly with the bread phone and other packages. Like, well, why wouldn't she think that way? I'm like, it's kind of like, why wouldn't she? So it's like they did. I kind of like that throughout the episode. It's like she was chipping away at him and making him think kind of a little bit. And I mean, I know you're trying to make her the villain, but I'm kind of like, no, not really. It's like she's actually asking a legitimate question. Like, what are you selling? I mean, like, what's going on here? And so I don't know. I just felt like I know what they're trying to do to her, but it's kind of like, you know what, Anthony, what are you doing? You have this younger man. You have this business where you are kind of selling sex with Brad.
And I know we haven't gotten to that part in the party, but that comment.
Let's go. Let's do this. Let's do it now because it's a good one. It leads right into it.
I think it leads into it. The comment about not mentioning he was married.
Now she was married at his real age, remember?
And his real age.
Early in the episode.
Yeah.
And she goes, when she sees Bitsy hang all over, I'm glad he brought Bitsy back. She's kind of a fun character.
Yeah.
Having her hang all over Giuseppe and saying, isn't it just sad when someone older is lusty over someone younger?
It just, well, that comment and the fact that Carrie responded like, don't tell anyone either. Do you remember that? Her response? And I was like, whoa, they're burying Big like crazy.
Right. They're burying Big and Stanford.
And Stanford. And Stanford didn't do anything.
But but as a person who is older, who has dated younger, it's a weird situation because especially if it's a genuine, like, because I like for myself, I never look for younger. I look for my age, around my 5, 7 years either direction, right? And before the pandemic, I met somebody who was 20 years younger than me. It was not planned at all. But we had a lot in common. Like, actually, believe it or not, a lot in common. He was like a younger me on some level. Like where he was living, he was a big star. Where I'm living a big star. No, it was like we had a lot in common. And actually, folks who got to know us were like, "Oh, you guys actually work really well together." Like I said, we do. But there were times when you could tell our age difference was different, but it was almost like a compliment.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of folks who would look at us like we're crazy. And they would look at us like, why is he with that young man or why is he with that old dude? And so I get it where society kind of looks at you a little weird, where Giuseppe and Anthony may really have a real big connection. They have a real true connection. It's just packaged in a way that Gia can understand.
Yeah. I mean, but emotional connections and intellectual connections are just as important as physical connections.
Yep.
Sometimes more important.
Yes.
Because God forbid something happens to you physically and you just have those other two.
Right.
You gotta find some type of connection. Because stuff changes and things fade, or you go through little ups and downs, and you gotta have that connection. So, but I feel like Carrie and Anthony, and I just feel like they're either worried about being judged about their past, and then also that that age, just the age issue of just like them not wanting to face that's where they are in their chapter.
What happened? Trust me, I know. I understand it very much. It's close to home, but I know each of them. It's a whole separate issue because at least so Giuseppe's there, so he's with him as part of stuff. Where Aid is somewhere else, which that's all. We'll get to that whole exchange later with Miranda. So those questions are coming up for stuff for other people are judging on some level.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, yeah, that's I like that Gia brought that up, and so now Anthony's and she's staying an extra week. So I don't mind her being a door. Maybe they'll come to a compromise at some point. Maybe they'll come to some understanding. That'd be nice also. But I think she has a right to kind of be a little concerned. It's kind of just
Yeah.
curious, what's this older man doing with her son?
I mean, and also like parents are protective,
Right,
and they're gonna want to ask those questions, even if there isn't an age gap. But I
right.
think it's also, I mean, I think you just ask more questions when you're like, hey, what is this person, what is Anthony trying to get out of my son or get out of this relationship? Or is he trying to find himself and then my son's gonna be the casualty of it all? And like, of course, the parent is gonna be protective.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So I could see that. And is this her son or stepson?
Her son. What was it her son? Oh, maybe it was her stepson. That's what we were talking about that.
Because they were talking about stepsons.
Yeah, maybe it's her stepson because she said I was married to Giuseppe Senior and I got him. That's what it was.
Or were there other stepchildren involved in Giuseppe and then they actually had a child together, because that could happen too. So I'm wondering, so it was interesting that they put that step
Yeah, they did.
child conversation in, and it made me think.
Yes.
I guess I'll take it back.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how that goes. So we're giving Anthony a story now. So now we're giving him a little something to chew on. We'll see. And Will he say he was married before to Stanford and he lost? Like, will he go into the whole thing? So be very curious. And what does that mean for Carrie also? Which we'll get to that in a second. But we have Harry, who thinks Miranda knows. So he goes to Charlotte. Charlotte goes to Carrie. And then all of a sudden, everybody goes to Harry. And Harry brings the ladies in and tells them.
Finally. They
As
should
a
have just done that to begin with.
quick scene, done. Everybody knows. Oh, Karina Remember said the stepkids hated her. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Thank you, Karina. The stepkids hated her. That's what you said. You're not gonna win them over. That's what you said. Okay. But yes. So now everybody important knows now. Harry has cancer. Giuseppe is her bio son with the older man. That's what it was.
That's okay.
Thank you, Karina. We love it. Thank you guys. So he's like, go to the chat. Tell us what's going on.
And maybe that's why she's super protective, because she was with an older man. So she is trying to be protective because she's been in that situation.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in there. So I'm saying that this could be a good storyline for them and for Anthony. Maybe there's a heart-to-heart talk, maybe between her and Gia. Maybe Giuseppe talks to her. Maybe, I mean, who knows what happens? But I think finally he's getting a story, a little story at least.
Yeah.
Miranda is the one. It's always Miranda, folks. It's always Miranda. She notices Duncan and Carrie having a good old time. A little drink of his whiskey. And oh my God, we almost forgot about this. So Adam sings. You see Betty Davis' eyes? He said to the prettiest eye in the room. I laughed.
That made me laugh so hard.
Oh my God. That was hilarious. And he's saying Betty Davis' eyes. That I would have dropped my panties too. My legs would open wide open. That was it. I was in. I was totally in.
It was so sweet. I was like, oh dang, he's falling hard.
And he actually sings pretty good. I was playing around, but he wasn't that bad. But that karaoke machine got around, and it's usually a good prop for the episode. And so I thought, and that's how it ends with them making out in the cab, and her saying, "Cab's not that bad."
It finally got a little sexy, Sex and the City back in the.
I know
the episode.
So the important part of this whole episode is this long ending scene. Miranda's always eating. She had some cake, and she's always eating in a little kitchen. I love Carrie's house. I can tell all around.
Oh my gosh, I would live there in a heartbeat.
Oh, me too, easily. She and I see, and I really do feel Miranda wasn't trying to start anything. And she said, "I see you having fun. You were over there laughing at her drink with Duncan." And Carrie turned so serious. Mm-hmm. I've been there for friends. I've been there with friends. I've probably been that friend a couple times. So this
I've
is
been on both ends of it.
I probably have two, I'm sure. I probably two, I'm sure.
I mean, do
Uh,
you have to have friends that are going to call you out?
yeah, yes, I have friends who call me. I do. And the first line of Carrie's book was, "The woman." I had to write down. The woman wondered what she got herself into. That was her opening line.
Mhm.
That whole exchange to me, it was reminiscent of old Carrie and Miranda,
Yeah.
but it's a mixture of new because they seemingly talked it through. And I really think because Carrie was like, "What do you mean? What are you trying to say? What do you mean?" And I think Miranda really, because on the old days, Miranda was much more aggressive. I think she was like, "No, I just like seeing you have fun. You're allowed to have some fun." I think Carrie is projecting.
Yeah. So this scene, I unfortunately saw a spoiler of this scene on TikTok
Oh, you did? Oh,
before I watched the full episode. But once I went and watched the episode, I was like, oh, this makes sense. Because I feel like we've been in both situations before where you're like inadvertently, like Miranda, you step into something. And again, Carrie, in my opinion, Carrie, again, I think has a little flirtation. Like it has a flirtation with Duncan. We can see it. She's relaxed with him. She's sharing anyone that's an artist or a writer or anything and you share early versions of your work with someone,
yeah,
that's a very vulnerable position to
yes,
be
it
in. And you don't
is.
share it with everyone.
No, you don't.
So there's even things like if I'm writing or if I'm doing something, sometimes I have to wait like 10 drafts in and then I'll share it with
Yeah,
someone.
no, I agree.
And so to share a first draft is really intimate, very vulnerable, because it's your heart on a page, or,
Yes,
and
yes,
so they have this professional bond, this creative bond, and also they just have a little friendly banter, flirtation. And I called it a few episodes ago, but
yeah,
I, this was the first time I actually felt Carrie was relaxed. And so I'm kind of on Miranda's side here, where finally, because I have not been for this whole season so far. Um, she really, Carrie really seemed relaxed and actually having a good time.
yes,
Lately, we just have seen her really sad in her apartment, just kind of going about the day, feeling kind of empty. It's
yes,
been kind of empty, her
yes.
life. So I think not that Miranda was trying to be mean. She wasn't. She was being a friend. She was being honest and observing something, stating it out loud. And Carrie was deflecting because Carrie was super defensive. I was like, I don't know, what do you mean? What? And I was like, oh, I've gotten that from people where you're like, oh, they don't want to admit something might be happening.
Nope. And when Miranda said about her and Joy getting along so well, and getting, how long have you guys been together? Like a couple of weeks or whatever. She goes six. No, she goes six
A
weeks.
month,
It's been a
a month,
month.
a
Yeah, a
month.
couple of weeks. It's been a month.
Yeah.
And she goes, well, maybe because you look, you're trying so hard with Aiden. Because when not
Yeah.
everything is so, she threw it back in her face. And but like it didn't escalate to this huge. The old world it would have let's get to a fight. But this one was a true back and forth.
It was. And like, I think that comment with Carrie's response of like, no, we're 20 years in, it's complicated,
Yeah.
is,
She
I
believes
get that. I get that. But so I get both sides of like Miranda saying, hey, you should have things be easy. Miranda should not be the one really lecturing her, though, lecturing Carrie on, oh, things should be easy and what was the word she used?
comfortable. Was it comfortable?
Effortless. She said
Effortless.
effortless. And I was like, well, I mean, her track record with Steve was not so effortless. She's, threw it pretty much away in her journey. And yeah, so Miranda really isn't one to talk after. And so I get Carrie's response of like, you've been in a relationship, a somewhat healthy relationship for a month. I've been knowing this person for 20 years. It's complicated. But I think there's a point there that just because you've known someone for a really long time and it's been 20 plus years
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be easier
Yeah.
or more effortless. and it doesn't mean it's right.
That's what I think it's what we're leading to. I think
And I
Carrie,
think they are. I think we're getting to the point where Carrie is going to break it off.
I think so too. I think what Carrie is being what's being thrown in her face is that it just does seem hard. And but I really
That's a
believe
valid point.
but I believe Carrie really believes. I believe it's complete with her our heart that she believes they belong together. They could belong together, and that if she does things
You mean
different,
her and Aiden?
her Nate, if they do it differently, this is her second chance. I think she really believes that. Her and
I
Big
think
were
she believes
one.
it, but I don't know if the universe and all of the outside factors, you can believe in it wholeheartedly. But if it's too hard and there's factors around you that are going to make it too difficult, it's not worth it.
Well, what I'm saying, I think she's stuck in that
Yeah.
thing. Like we belong together. This can be
Yeah.
really good. If I act differently, then it'll be different. And I think she's ignoring and pushing down
Yeah. Those
true
feelings.
reality. Their time has passed.
And I hate to break it to you and to everyone listening, but I was watching again another podcast with Sarah Jessica Parker in it because I wanted to like again I'm diving deep for these episodes. And one of the questions posed was if she thought Aiden and Carrie were endgame, and she got really uncomfortable and would not comment.
All right, so we know the answer. Okay, we know the
Not
answer.
to upset everyone.
We know the answer, but you her not saying it's saying it because
Yeah.
in the end, I watch enough soap operas. I don't know how it is with
You
wrestling.
know,
Soap
you know.
operas, they'll say, so and so's our end game. We have other relationships. We cheat on each other, but in the end, they'll say it. The actress will say it. So if she's not saying it, okay, got it. So now you should look out for how this basically dissolves. Basically,
I honestly think it is like, and I called it when she was staying in the guest house and they had
yeah,
that whole like just such a whole uh just whole blow up at the
yeah.
dinner. And then with Aiden sleeping with his ex-wife, like there's slowly signs that Carrie is not addressing. She's totally ignoring.
Yes.
And the thing is, you don't want someone absent in your life when you're rebuilding your new chapter.
I know. I know.
So, I mean, maybe on the flip side, maybe Carrie just needs to get Duncan out of her system, like professionally and like physically. Like maybe she just needs to like go have some fun. Like she said, she didn't say that she told Aiden she didn't say she was not gonna, have some fun. They're not monogamous, but she says she has a boyfriend.
I just think it's all the inevitable. I think the inevitable is going to break up, and I think that's the lesson that sometimes you can't go back. And,
Sometimes it's not good to go back.
right. But I think, but then you have that other side that goes, well, now I have my chance because it was always him and Big were the biggest.
I love you.
And him and Big were always the biggest. So now Big is gone. So I can
Mm-hmm.
see her thinking, now it's my time with Aiden.
Yeah.
And then, but maybe that's the whole thing. Your time with Aiden is past also.
Exactly. Like, you can't redo the past. You already hurt each other. Yeah, you've grown individually, but they haven't grown together because they're living apart. So how can you build this whole new life when you're actually not doing it together?
I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree. I agree.
Just there's a lot. So I just think that Carrie needs to make a decision on what will truly make her happy. Again, I also wouldn't mix business and pleasure with Duncan. Again, it could maybe cause some tension because if she doesn't like a chapter or doesn't like something, that can get really tricky if you ever or have a partner that you also work with. I do that a lot. So sometimes it gets tricky. Sometimes you say the wrong thing.
Right.
He's leaving, so we're good. I can say this.
Oh,
Uh, sometimes you say the wrong thing where you're like, ah, shoot.
Right.
Professionally, you say it
Right.
and personally, but you just say something, you're like, oh, I didn't think that would go the way it did. And it just does, you know?
And we do a
Uh,
lot of live stuff. Sometimes there's things I say, well, I should have said that probably. And life goes on. You have to move on to the next thing. But I have put my foot in it a few times. Oh, well, that's just kind of your live. You say shit.
what happens?
It happens. I mean, you're not going to talk live as much as we do and not have a mix up or a mess up or a name pronunciation that's wrong. Just always something's going to happen. We're very professional. We're good at what we do, but at the same time, it's just life. We're humans and stuff happens. It just happens.
Yeah.
I mean, I've gone blank on set a couple times before the countdown. They're all 5, 4. I'm like, what am I saying? Where am I? And then I come together and it works out. But like it's life, kids. It's life. But I just think I'm gonna say I really believe we're on the end of this journey. It's gonna probably end this season. I mean, them together.
Yeah.
I think her and Duncan are too good together at the moment, and that also could erase the whole Burger syndrome because Burger was around
Yeah.
too. This one, Duncan's, they don't write the same stuff. It's totally different. So
Exactly. Yeah. And also, there's a like I haven't seen Carrie this again relaxed and like set in her confidence. Like I feel like she's not confident with Aiden, which is like I don't know. She's just a different person with Duncan.
yeah, and it's interesting because in the old days, she would already slept with Duncan. It would have been a whole thing. They're not doing that. They're,
No.
they're not doing that. They're just saying, and there was no Aiden in this episode. So
Yeah.
I
She
mean,
barely mentioned him except at the end with
yeah,
Miranda.
there was no phone call or text from him. Nothing.
Nothing.
So I'm like, this is it. I mean, we have what 4 episodes left? No, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, 5
5.
episodes left.
Yeah.
So this is very interesting. I mean, what's coming up possibly is the Harry surgery.
You
Like,
think Samantha will show up in some way?
I don't know. I
Because
don't know.
next week in this like cinematic universe, this TV universe, it's next week. So I'm wondering if Samantha will send flowers or a basket or some message to Charlotte or Carrie. I'm intrigued to see how because I think they need to connect it. I think it would be weird to not because Samantha. What I was thinking was Samantha would send something to Charlotte for her
Right,
birthday,
right.
but I don't know if Samantha is just close with Carrie and not any of the other girls.
Yeah, because I think back to the episode of Sex and the City when Charlotte and Samantha fought. That whole
Yeah.
famous scene. At least my man can get it up. My man says the whole. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Mr. Softy. And she said, what was that famous saying? She's stick out her ass and dick in a coochie pronto. That famous scene. You're not going to Samba. That
Yeah.
whole episode. But at the very end, they realized they had to each of each other. And that was an important episode because we were like, why are Charlotte and Samantha friends? Like they were like, they're so opposite ends, but they're influencing each other in a way that's good.
Yeah. But sometimes
Samantha
you
has,
have in your friend group, you have that one core friend that's like brings all these other different personalities together, and that one person holds it all together. That's
yeah,
Carrie. So
yeah,
Carrie's really the friend that
yeah.
keeps this group together. I don't think Samantha would be friends with Charlotte outside of that group. I don't
No,
think Miranda would be friends with any of them
no, she wouldn't.
outside of Carrie.
I agree with you. I think she wouldn't either.
So,
That was very important. So you're right. I'm surprised she didn't. What would be funny is when she's opening gifts, a funny one from Samantha, like some big dildo or something.
yeah,
Just something there.
that's what I in my the back of my head I also thought that like that'd be funny to get like a funny gift.
Yeah, yeah, they didn't do that.
No.
So I don't know, but I think for me, this was a lighter episode, but it moved story forward. So we have some stories moved forward,
Yeah.
and now we have 5 episodes left. So I'm very curious what these 5 will be, where
They
we're
gotta
going.
wrap I mean, we have what's interesting is we have some stories really getting deeper and kicking off, and you have to sum that up in 5 episodes or leave us on a cliffhanger maybe for the next
Um,
season. But they do have to wrap some things up.
yes, I agree. I think the Aiden thing will be wrapped up this season.
Yeah.
I think it will be. I mean, I think it'll be an epic episode. It's gonna be really good. I think if they do the writing really well, I'm
I
praying.
think I'm gonna say within 2 episodes, it's gonna go down.
I'm gonna say 3.
Okay.
So you're saying you're saying by episode 9. So with the next couple episodes, I say by 10. I don't think it'll be a finale. I don't think it's gonna be a finale. So I think, and I don't even think it's gonna be the semi finale. It's gonna be like before that. So I'm gonna say at least by episode 10.
Okay.
So we both will be correct up until that point. Until episode 9.
Yeah, I know.
Then we'll
We're
see what
just
happens.
throwing stuff out. Let us know what you all think.
Yeah, please do. Yeah, in the chat or later in the episode. And again, thanks for watching our show, because I see the numbers. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for listening. The thousands of people who are listening to us. I'm not even kidding. Thousands of people listening to us. I don't say about that. I'm very we're tickled by it. I mean, we're glad you find some enjoyment of our after show.
Yes, I love it. It's like the highlight of my week. I cover wrestling, lots of naked people. It's great to do a show like this where I can just hang out with my friends.
Yes, exactly. I love it. I look forward to this episode too, always with you. So it's really fun. Emily May, where can they find you, and what's going on for you this week?
Well, I'm so tired because I just had a whirlwind of like
Good.
two of the biggest wrestling shows of the year. So I've been up in Dallas and then I flew to Atlanta and then I flew back today. So I'm a little tired, but if you all want to follow my hosting journey, you can follow me at Emily Mayheller. That's Maheller. And I'm on the Shopping Network here in Austin. So I have a lot of live shows. I think I have like 7 or 8 live shows this week coming down the pipeline. So and then some more wrestling live shows, and yeah, so I'm keeping busy. So yeah,
All right.
follow me, support me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. We're all James Lott Juniors are, of course, for James Lott Juniors are sold at James Lott Jr. on all social media platforms.
Woo!
I'm there. I am everywhere. I'm there. Tomorrow, as you guys know, the soap show. So if you guys watch my soap shows, we're back on Sunday. We're back this Sunday. Wide Arm Mini Spotlight, both Beautiful Mini Spotlight and GH Mini Spotlight. We're back. And also check out our famous once a year daytime Emmys nomination special. It is out. It is crazy talk. Me, Jerry Waggett, Candace Mack, and Walker Ragsdale broke it all down for you and gave you behind the scenes tea. We spilled everywhere, all over the place. Spill the tea. Spill the tea. Spill the tea. We spill it everywhere. So trust me, it was all soaps week. So check that out also. We want to know what we think about who got nominated and who didn't get nominated. We talk about all that. So that's out there. It's totally out there. And again, follow us. We're going to talk right now and find out what we're doing our next episode. So just follow us. You'll know when we're doing it. We love you guys. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Diane. Thank you, Karina, always coming in to watch us. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.